Good morning, one and all. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. You can continue, sir.
Okay, thank you. So once again, good morning, one and all. Welcome to Shanvi Learning Services. Welcome to biology session. Today, I would like to tell about how to write a CW, the systematic procedure to follow the writer a CW. Okay. So, children, please look at the screen, all of you. So, as you know, the first page, however, you will write the name and class, a roll number, and a particular school name, a subject teacher name, and etc. You can start with the name sheet. So later you can go for second page, or by leaving one or two pages, like next you can start the alphabets. Here you have to draw 4 lines, like as you have practiced in like lower classes. So 4 lines books you have already. So like that you have to draw the 4 lines for capital letters, normal small letters, cursive capital letters, and cursive small letters. Like look at the screen as shown in the picture on the screen. You have to draw the lines. First of all, you can start the capital letters, normal capital letters neatly. Next, you have to write normal small letters. Normal small letters. Next, you have to write cursive capital letters. Okay, cursive capital letters. Next, cursive small letters. So in the systematic way, you have to follow the right alphabets. You have to write first normal capital letters after drawing that 4 lines. Next, normal small letters, cursive capital letters, and cursive small letters. And next, please stay online. I will share the slide. Then second one, after writing the capital letters, small letters, cursive and normal, you can go for the branches of science. See here, we have many branches in science, like a particular urology, bromatology, and we have cardiology, nephrology, etc. Okay, so the particular branch name and right side, you just give a explanation. Like, please look at the screen, all of you. Here, some of examples given here. You can collect many and write in this way. Just it is showing just for example, children. Like you, first of all, name sheet. After that, you can write a capital, so alphabets, capital, normal, and cursive. Next, you have to write a branch of science. Here, some of branches are given, like urology, bromatology, cardiology, study of heart, dermology or dermatology, also there, study of skin, edapology, fluviology, graminology, helicology, okay, calology, nephrology, oncology, pedology, quinology, rhinology, selinology, like that. So, in our biology, we have many of, so you just try to collect that and write in the branches of science clearly by drawing one column. You just write. Okay. Next, after branch of science. After branch of science, you have to please stay online. Like here, some more branches are there, like urology, telemology, vexillology, xylology, yakology, zoonosology. So like that, you have to write the branches of science. Later words, you can go for basics. Okay, what basics are there in biology, like cell, tissue, muscle, and arthropoda, protozoa, and bacteria, virus, fungi, okay, etc. Like that, you have to hormones, vitamins. So all you can write. Okay, now here, see here, you have to remember one thing. If you want to start a particular topic, I'm talking about basics here. For example, if you want to start about microorganisms, you just go for that microorganism sequentially. So in the middle of the microorganisms, you don't add muscle or tissue or any protein or vitamins, because you just categorize and write. So by that, you can easily get that subject. Okay. So here now the student started first protein. Okay. So first of all, you have to write what is the protein. Okay. So what is the protein here? You have to write clearly. Later, after writing about the protein, protein is a substance that has amino acids, compounds, and carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sometimes sulfur is found in many foods. An example of a protein is the type of nutrients found in meats. Like that, you have to, like, you can add up some more matter also. Just next, after that, you have to draw the diagram. Don't forget to draw the diagram, because in biology many diagrams are there. You have to practice, and you have to give that particular diagrams. So here, like protein diagram, related diagram here is there. Next, can go for the vitamins. Like in a systematical way, you have to follow, like proteins, vitamins, carbohydrates, like that. All others comes under like one side, one group. Okay. Next, vitamin is an organic molecule which is an essential micronutrient that an organism needs in small quantities. Vitamin is a micronutrient. Here we need that in small quantities. Okay. Why? For the proper functioning of its metabolism. Okay, metabolic activities. So to that we need that vitamins. And here, after writing the vitamins, you have to draw figure, vitamin figure. I will show you. Anyone you can take and draw that related to vitamins. Okay. See here on the screen, like many vitamins are there. Okay. Like here some of given, like vitamin riboflavin, and pantothenic acid, niacin, and B6 pyridoxine, and B7 biotin, and B9 folic acid, and B12 cyanocobalamin, and ascorbic acid, vitamin C, D, A, calciferol, and tocopherol, and vitamin K is a quinone. Okay. So phylloquinone, like some of vitamins you just mention, and if you collect the information about that, you just put on the paper, and that later you just go for the diagram. See here, chromone and alpha tocopherol, like that related any diagram you just draw to get idea, to get an idea. Next, let us go for the carbohydrates. So carbohydrates, you can take many examples, like bread, cupcake, burger, pizza. Like carbohydrate, what are the carbohydrates? You have to mention. Carbohydrates are probably the most abundant and widespread organic substances in nature, and they are essential constituents of all living things. Okay, carbohydrates are formed by green plants from carbon dioxide and water during the process of photosynthesis. As you know already, photosynthesis process, like 6CO2 plus 12H2 gives rise to C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2. So that is the photosynthesis reaction. So by that, the green plants can prepare their own food, that carbohydrates, by utilizing carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight, etc. Okay. So Like that, you have to write, you have to give some information about the carbohydrates. Later words, you can go for the diagram. Here, you will have many diagrams for this. Here, this particular student have taken some of examples for the carbohydrates. Yeah, like bread and cupcake, okay, etc. See here, look at the screen, all of you. Bread, cupcake, burger, pizza, like that are like from some like duff or some materials, like you just can draw some food materials from where we can get the carbohydrate. Okay, so that particular things only you just write. Don't mention any other food. Okay, only carbohydrate food only you have to write. Okay, bread. Okay, bread you can write. You can draw, and chapati. Okay, like that you can write, draw. Okay, you don't go for the burger or like a pizza. Okay, okay, fine. That's a better to draw the chapati bread like etc. Okay, perfectly. And here fats. So here fat is one of the three main macronutrients. Okay, along with the other two carbohydrates and protein, fat molecules consist of primarily carbon and hydrogen. Carbon C, hydrogen H, all terms, because they all are called hydrocarbon molecules. Okay, which will consist of hydrogen and carbon. Those are considered hydrocarbons in chemistry. Here, somewhat related diagram you have to draw about the fats. Now, I'm going to tell you about the lipids. Okay, lipids. Now I will share you the related page of lipids. See here, lipid. Okay, so a lipid is a biomolecule that is soluble in non-polar solvents. Okay, yes, non-polar solvents. And here you have to draw the diagram. And next, here you just go for the next diagram. After the diagram, you have to like take one more topic like about basics only. The topic is microorganisms. Okay, see, as you know already, what are the microorganisms? Okay, see, we have the microorganisms, bacteria, fungi, and virus. Right? Bacteria, fungi, virus, like protozoa and somewhat. Okay, you just go for that. Now here, bacteria is a type of biological cell children. They constitute a large domain of prokaryotic microorganisms. So typically a few microments in length, bacteria have a number of shapes ranging spades to rods and spirals. Most bacteria have not been characterized, and only about half of the bacterial phyla have species that can be grown in laboratory. So here, so diagram, look at the screen, all of you, lactobacillus. You are very familiar with these. Okay, which can turn milk curd. Okay, so milk can turn into curd due to this lactobacillus bacteria. So you know, as we have here some of friendly bacteria, helpful bacteria, and also some harmful bacteria also. Okay, you just go through that information. First of all, about write bacteria, write about bacteria. Later, you can go for the diagram. You can go for the diagram. So here, lactobacillus bacteria diagram is given. So you not only lactobacillus, you can take some more bacteria also you can draw. So by drawing the diagram, at least you will have an idea about the bacteria and like some different bacteria. You can take some harmful bacteria and some helpful bacteria. You can draw. Later, you can go for the fungi. See here, fungi. A fungus is any member of the group of eukaryotic organisms that includes microorganisms such as yeast, molds, as well as the more familiar mushrooms. See here, you are very familiar with mushrooms. Here, the diagram is given mushrooms. So, see here, mushrooms like a fungi. You know already mushrooms. You just write about the fungi definition and take some examples also for the fungi. Later, you can draw the diagram of a fungi. Here, this particular student have taken that mushrooms as an example for drawing. You can draw these mushrooms, and if you want, you can take many of fungi is there. Like from that, you can take any, and you can write clearly. Okay. Next, we can go the protozoa. Now, protozoa is an informal term. Okay, protozoa is an informal term. Please stay online, all of you. See here, protozoa is an informal term for single, see here, single celled, okay, eukaryotic, eukaryotic, either free living or parasitic. See, which feed on organic matter such as other microorganisms or organic tissues and debris. Historically, the protozoa were regarded as one celled. See here is a single celled organism. Protozoa, like amoeba, comes under single celled organism, unicellular organism. Single, which consists only single cell, one cell, that is comes under single cell organisms, like unicellular organism. Which organism consists more than one cell, those are comes under multicellular organisms. Here, for protozoa example, here we have taken here protozoa like amoeba, AMOEBA. See here, amoeba diagram here. Please look at the screen, all of you. Here, nucleus, cytoplasm, cell membrane, vacuole, food vacuole, etc. given. So this is a amoeba. See, children, you just like point out one thing here. Amoeba does not have definite shape. Okay, but many children doesn't know that, and they will write in exam amoeba don't have shape. Like if they don't have shape, what is this appearing on the screen? Okay, you have seen in books also. So it is a some one of the particular shape. Okay, fine, but like as a how human beings have a definite shape. For example, if I take any person and throw on surface, or like if the surface, however, also you cannot change your body shape. Like it will be like definitely. So like that, this particular amoeba does not have definite shape. That depend on the surface. It will change the shape. So, like us, amoeba does not have definite shape, but it will have shape, somewhat shape that depend on the surface. Okay, because in this amoeba inside what jelly-like some material is there that will move the different sides. So which side that will move the like that side it can bulge or it can change the shape. Okay, so that's why this particular shape we cannot expect. So it does not have the particular like definite shape. Okay, so you just mention in exam or anywhere amoeba does not have definite shape. Definite shape you have to mention. Okay, like if you take a 5 liter capacity of water packet, you just take 4 liters of water in that and keep on a surface. The surface is not a plane, like one side height, one side low is there. If you keep on that, lower side, that particular water will move and rest of that will be empty. So like that, this also, when it will move on the surface, then that particular jelly like substance will move that particular lower side, and it can change the shapes according to the surface and somewhat. So it does not have the definite shape. Okay, it have the common shape, somewhat shape that depend on the surface, but it does not have the definite shape. You have to mention that. Okay. Next, after that you can go for the arthropods. Okay, arthropoda. Like what is arthropoda? Arthropoda is nothing but which consists of the joint legs. The joint legs organisms all are comes under arthropoda. Okay, arthropoda, jointed legs. Now here, arthropoda, arthropod is an invertebrate animal. So invertebrate animal and it's a animal behavior exoskeleton a segmented body. See, this will have a segmented body. Body will divide like as a segments. Okay, so here look at the screen. So best example is a cockroach. So we can take we can take an example for the arthropoda. Cockroach is a better. See here, like coming to cockroach, cockroach will have a giant legs. Okay, as I told you, arthropoda is a group if, like which will have the giant legs comes under the arthropoda. So here in this we can expect insects, arachnids, and myriapods and crustaceans also. Okay, some of crustaceans like which will float on water. Okay, and the arthropods as originated proposed refers to a proposed groups as some arthropods and phylum and Oncophora, Onychopora. So like that. Here we have a diagram. You have to draw first write about the arthropods, like and take some examples. Later you can take any one beautiful diagram. You just draw. Not only one, like two or three your wish. Okay. Later you can go for the virus. So as you know, so virus is a small infectious agent, children. Okay. Virus is a small infectious agent. So here, but virus now you can take a virus. See here, virus is an infectious agent, small infectious agent that replicates only inside the living cells of other organisms. Okay, so like many viruses are there. See here, virus. Virus is a small infectious agent. See here, many viruses are there. So in this infectious agent, this when outside of the living body, that is like a dead cell, and when enter into the living cell, that replicates. So here a virus is a small infectious agent that replicates only inside the living cells. Compulsory if that want to replicate, want to develop, they need like like that will start the particular replication. Okay, so to get replicated, it always try to enter into the living cell. Okay, it is an infectious agent. So by cough or by sneeze or like that, it will be infect. And when it's enter into the body, for example, when it's enter into the human body, so we will have the living cells. When it enter the living cell, then slowly after some incubation period, it replicate. It can multiply, and so slowly day by day, it can like attack the organisms. Sorry, organs. Like here, first of all, in a human being, if you take the coronavirus, so it is also infectious agent. Like when it's enter, like to replicate, to multiply, that need compulsory living cell. Okay, when it's enter into the human body, then that start the replication, multiplication after the incubation time. Later, First of all, this coronavirus will attack the respiratory organs, respiratory system, like lungs. Okay, so that will start the multiplication and attack, infect the lungs. Okay, next, so in this many viruses are there. Like that, you can just write about virus definition and somewhat interesting matter or facts about the virus. Later, you can take some of examples of virus. Then next, you can draw the diagram. Here we have tobacco mosaic virus, TMV virus in your book, and HIV virus, human immunovirus. Next, recently COVID-19 virus also added. So you just can take some of examples which are dangerous, like you can take and draw the diagram. Next, you can go for the enzymes. So here, enzymes are macromolecules in the cell of our body which works as a catalyst. So, see children, in higher studies, you can get deeply about the enzyme in intermediate degree level. Here, enzyme act as a catalyst. So, see here, enzymes speed up the chemical reaction in our body, but they won't involve in the reaction. See, so here I would like to tell about the catalyst. So catalyst is nothing but here enzyme act as a catalyst. Okay, fine. So before that, you have to know about what is the catalyst. See, children, here catalyst which cannot involve in the reaction, but can improve the rate of reaction. Catalyst can improve the rate of reaction, but not involve in the reaction. Like as you know, like nowadays, like these pandemic situations, we need to prepare like much quantity of drugs. For example, we have started in laboratory to preparation of somewhat hydrochloroquine or what it may be. It will take, for example, 2 days or 3 days. So if it will take 2 days, then within short time we cannot able to prepare our product the most of the quantity. So here that reaction should happen early within short time. By that, so economical also safe for that laboratory, and within short time we can like prepare like what quantity we want. So for that, to reduce time, to reduce time of reaction, they can add some catalyst. So this enzyme is a catalyst, what about in our body? So like as a in laboratories, some palladiums and nickel, like they can use as a catalyst. So here reactants to product side, that reaction can be happen very early by using the catalyst. So like that, in our body also, if any reaction by these enzymes, like which is working as a catalyst, the reactions can be happen very fastly. So like so which catalyst so catalyst is nothing but which can improve the rate of reaction but not involve in the reaction. Okay, listen once again, I will repeat. Catalyst is nothing but which can improve the rate of reaction but not involve in the reaction. Okay, this catalyst not involved in the reaction, but can improve the rate of reaction. So while using the catalyst, the rate of reaction will be improved, but not involved in the reaction. So by improving the rate of reaction will have complete early. Okay, so within the short time, it can complete. Reaction can complete it. So here, that like here enzymes also act as a catalyst, children. Here, to speed up the chemical reactions in our body. In our body, I have like taken as examples from laboratory. But if you go for that, our body, in our body also many reactions are going on. So to complete the reaction fastly, here enzyme will you act as a catalyst in our body. Okay, in whatever in laboratory, nickel, palladium, etc., they can use as a catalyst. But in our body, enzymes who can work as a catalyst, and enzymes can speed up the reactions, chemical reactions in our body, but they won't involve in the reactions, but can improve the rate of reactions. So all the biochemical here, the chemical reactions are taking place in bio life, in our life, in our body, chemical reactions are taking place. That's why here I used biochemical reactions. Okay, so here in living things needs enzymes. If enzyme is not available, then that chemical reactions which are taking place in our body, it's very hard to go complete. Like it will take more time to complete the reactions, so it will be problem. That's why enzymes can act as a catalyst and to complete the chemical reactions in our body. Like you have to write some facts about the enzymes. Later words you have to draw the diagram related to an enzyme inhibition or enzymes, anything. Okay. Next, we can go for the glycogen. Glycogen is a multi-branched polysaccharide. Okay. So here, glycogen, that polysaccharide of glucose, that is polysaccharide of glucose, that serves as a form of energy storage. Energy storage. So that is a glycogen. And here, see here, look at the screen, all of you. Okay. So glycogen functions as one of two forms of long-term energy resources, with the other form being triglycerides stores in adipose tissue. The body breaks down the most of carbohydrates from the foods we get and eat, and converts them to a type of sugar called glucose. Okay. Next, you can write about the glycogen. Later, you can draw the diagram. See here, one glycogen diagram is there. Next, you can go for the one more topic, like with respect to the basics only, like a cell. Here, when we write about the cell in sequence order, we have to follow. After cell, what? Like cell is the basic unit of life, as you know. So after cell, we have to write about tissue after muscle. You know already, muscle is a group of tissue is a group of a cell. So basic unit of life is a cell. That's why we have to start with a cell. So here, like that, you have to write about the cell. After writing that, you can go for the diagram. Now I will show you about the cell. See here, you have to write about the cell. Cell is the basic unit of life. Cell is the basic unit of life. Please stay online. I will share you. Okay. So all living organisms, either single or multi. Okay. All living organisms are composed of one or more cells. Okay. See here, which organism compose with one cell, single cell, those are called single cell organisms or unicellular organisms. Which organism consists more than one cell, those organisms are comes under multicellular organisms. Okay. And here we have plant cell, animal cell. Okay. Plant cell, animal cell. So the important subcategories are prokaryotic and eukaryotes. Now coming to prokaryotes, you have to write about prokaryotes. It is the simpler and older of the one two major types of cells. Prokaryotes are single cell organism like that. you have to write, and later you can go for the eukaryotics, and you can write about the eukaryotes. Later you can go for the diagrams. Next, after that, here we have written about the cell. Okay, so next, what is our concept? Tissue. Okay, tissue. Because we have to come in a systematic way. Don't write first of all muscle, later tissue, later cell like that, or muscle after cell after tissue like that. Okay, so you don't write like that. You have to follow systematic manner. As you know, cell is a basic unit of life. After cell, the cells combine together and form a tissue. Okay, so tissues are a group of cells that have similar structure and act together to form a specific function. Tissues in French meaning what? Weave. Okay, weave. There are two types of tissues: animal tissue and plant tissue. So like that, you have to write. You just can take animal tissues. First of all, animal tissues are divided into four types: connective tissue, muscle tissue, nervous tissue, and epithelial tissue. Okay. Later, you can go for the plant tissues. Okay. So in this again, muscle like see here, epithelial tissue, plant tissue, epithelial tissue. Up to that, these animal tissues. Later, you can go for the plant tissues. In plant tissues, tissues are divided into four types: vascular tissue and ground tissue, mesosomatic tissue, and dermal tissue. As you know, vascular tissue helps in transportation of materials. Here we have xylem and phloem. Xylem is responsible for transportation of water, minerals, salts, and the phloem is responsible for food. As I told you, phloem, first letter is like a pa. So here it's responsible for the transportation of food, fa, pa. Okay, just for remembering that. Then rest of that you just write what is xylem, transportation of water, mineral, salts. Okay. Next, ground tissue. It forms like the bulk of the plant body. Okay, the bulk of the plant body. Which tissue? The ground tissue. Okay, the ground tissue can form the bulk of the plant body, and this ground tissue can collect all other tissues and helping in storage also. Here in these three are there: parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Like that, you have to give some information about the ground tissue. Later, you can go for the mesosomatic tissue. In this dividation is there: apical, lateral, intracalary. So apical is a shoot tip, lateral means sides, intracalary means inside. So like the division will takes place. Next, later you can go for that. Next, cell body, exon, renates like that. Epithelial tissue you can write. After writing epithelial tissue, okay, you are gone through the plant tissue. After writing about the plant tissue about all four types, you just try to draw the diagram. Afterwards, you can go for the diagram. Okay. After the diagrams, you just if you have any like flow charts, okay, you just mention in this way. So by showing the flow charts, okay, see plant tissues, you just can go through the plant tissues and write flow chart like mesosomatic tissue, dermal tissue, ground tissue, vascular tissue, and there are some types. So if you like this type of categories, you have to write in a flow chart. By that, you can come to know that what tissues are there, in that what again subcategories are there. Okay, so you have to go for that, and later you can go for that animal tissue also. Animal tissue, as it is, you can draw the flow chart as shown in the figure. Animal tissue also like epithelial, connective tissue, nervous tissue, muscle tissue. Again in the epithelial tissue types, connective tissue types, nervous tissue types, muscle tissue types, you have to write. Okay. So and some more is there. Like as a time up, I'm going to wind up the session. Like in next class, I can continue like about the academic standards and so up to now we have discussed about that name sheet and alphabets and branches of science and basics. Laterwards we can go for the like academic standards and how to start the lesson. Okay, before starting the lesson only we have to do this all. Okay, and look, let us discuss in next class. Thank you, one and all.
Yes. This was. Good morning, students. How are you all? Hope all are fine. Okay, in the last session, we have discussed about polar region and their shelter, Eskimos shelter and clothing and all. And today we are going to discuss about the religious belief of Eskimos, the same way recreation of Eskimos and contact with the outside world. So these are the topics we are going to discuss today. And after that, I'll give you your CW procedure. Okay, how you supposed to write your CW. Okay, done. Okay, all of you, please look at the screen now. Okay, students, religious beliefs of Eskimos. Before we enter into this topic, let me ask you, you also have many religious belief in your home or in your village. Am I right? Yes, sometimes some types of festivals, different types of festivals, which has close relation to the religion. Suppose like Batukama or like that, many festivals you may celebrate in your villages. Am I right? These all have close relation to your religion, and moreover, in your home, sometimes you may different types of beliefs. Someone may believe that after death they have a life. Am I right? The death person, spirit or soul, we call Atma or something, live in the universe. Such type of beliefs we have. And yearly once we have a puja activity on them, because like giving some food items, cutting, sacrificing animals, this type of activities may happens in your family for our ancestors, grandpa, grandma who passed away. So we offer something to them once in a year. So this type of beliefs we can see in Eskimos also. Okay, they also have many different types of religious beliefs. Let us see. Eskimos religion shows deep concern for life, health, sickness, starvation, and death. See here what all the factors they consider here: life, how their life, health condition, sickness or illness, starvation, lack of food. Some people may die. Yes or no? Getting less food. So the same way death. This all they concern. They give importance for their religious activities. Here, the Eskimo believe that spirit control these things, or soul, spirit. This all our ancestors' spirit control these all things, it seems. What health, sickness, starvation. Sometimes they may face starvation, lack of food, they may suffer. That time, what they think, This all caused by spirits or soul of ancestors, the persons who passed away from their family, and they may conduct some sort of worship or some different types of religious activities or religious festivals to overcome this. All Eskimo groups believe in a supernatural power called Sila or an spirit. Supernatural powers in the sense nothing, but even you also have the same beliefs. Sometimes if you get a fever or something, you may do some puja to overcome from that. Am I right? Sometimes you may cure from that. We may worship some god. We may offer something to the god. That we call supernatural powers. Believe on supernatural powers. Such as Sedna, they have given the goddess of life, health, and food, it seems. Please write it in your running note, the terms. One of the god, Sedna. The goddess of life, health, and food. They worship this god for getting sufficient food or good health or good life. They believe that people and animal have soul that live after death. See, soul, Atma, after death they have a life, it seems. That is the Eskimos belief. After a person's death from their family, he has another life. That is their belief. Sometimes the same belief you also have in your village. Sometimes you may get fear on them because after a person death, devil. We have another word for that, devil. Night we cannot go outside. What happens? Soul, Atma, or devil may attack on us, even if it is from our family or grandpa, grandma, or any other ancestors. We won't get that such a like fear. But each group has certain beliefs and rituals of its own. What do that have? Rituals. What do you mean by ritual? Religious ceremony. Religious ceremony generally we call rituals. They believe people like the same way. People and animals have that life after. Animals also. Their domestic animals also have soul after death, it seems. But each group has certain beliefs and rituals of its own. See, each person, family or group has taboos, another bans in the sense something they stop, ban on liquor consumption. You know the terms I will explain you. Ban on public nuisance. The same way, some restriction. What is that? Forbidding certain actions such as eating a particular kind of food. That is first one ban. Okay, like long time eating particular type of food is a one type of ban they have given here. Each group has some major ceremonies performed at birth and death or when hunting is very poor or successful. See, each group has some major ceremonies or celebrations at birth. This all we can see in our surrounding. Am I right? When a person born, we may have different celebration. Yes or no? In your home, let's distribute laddu and we will worship our own God. The same way death, when a person dies, that time also they have some religious ceremonies. Or when hunting is very poor, very less hunting, because some days they won't get any animal for hunt. And when they get good hunt, so that time also they worship. It means when they get sad, when they get happy, always they worship God. They are not like the people who are living in our society, because we have a habit. When we get sad, we will worship God. Otherwise, we may forget God. Am I right? Always we won't worship God. Are you doing? When you have tomorrow, suppose tomorrow you have an examination. Tomorrow maths examination. Early morning you may wake up. Am I right? Stand in front of God and ask him, my God, please, I should get 100 out of 100 marks. Okay, so that is our worship. When we get sad, always we remember the God. But here, the Eskimos, always they have great connection or great relation to the God, and always they remember the God and worship the God. Shamans, people skilled in performing, shamans, people skilled in performing like rituals, like we have some Brahmins in our villages or in our region. They have great skill because they have some hymens, nothing but mantras. Okay, they have experience in that. Even we people generally we may ask in our mother tongue. They have they know Sanskrit hymns, poems, so they recite in the temple. That the same way here also shamans they call. What they call shaman? Please underline or write in your running note. Shamans, people skilled in performing rituals, are believed to help establish and keep a connect with the spirit world, soul, because they have believe on soul control everything. Atma, it means they help them a lot. That is their belief. Okay, with the blessings of spirit they get good life, good food, and all goodness. Shamans use trances, drama, and magic tricks in their performance. Many different types of magic tricks they knows, it seems, to do this performance or this drama. Sometimes in temple you can see religious dramas. So this type of activities, shamans or the person or the people skilled in performing rituals in Eskimos is called shamans. Okay, this is all about their beliefs or religious beliefs of Eskimos. Now see, you can see in this picture how they worship God. Sometimes you can see in your villages also, sometimes we may use a mask to worship the God or to the nature, especially tribal people. In your previous classes, you may learn about this. Tribes, how they worship the God. They may dress up that particular God. They may dance, they may sing songs, they may do some other magics, shamans especially. Yes or no? This type of activities we can see in Eskimos also. It means Eskimos also has great belief on God, and moreover their believe on spirit control the society. That is their belief. And here recreations. What do you mean by recreations? Leisure or joy, or how we spend our leisure. Yes or no? So see what all the recreation activity, wrestling. You all know what is wrestling, racing, harpoon throwing, and other vigorous athletic activities are popular. Okay, strong or healthy, athletic, vigorous, healthiest or strong athletic activities are popular. Games of skills are sometimes essential part of the religious rituals, as are storytelling, singing, drumming, and dancing. Parties and social visits are often occasions for huge feasts of meat and fat. Sometimes they may arrange some sort of parties all together, or they gather in one place. They cut animals, meat and fat they use for eating. Their food habit already we have discussed. Most of the Eskimos, they used to eat raw meat. The same way, racing, harpoon throwing. Harpoons, what is that harpoon meaning? Like a javelin throw, like a sharp edge stick, we can say that harpoons. That is one of the tool which these people used. And like that throwing competition, and some of the hard athletics like sliding on the ice, like different activities, games, and the same time singing songs, drums, and storytelling. Some people, you can see storytelling, spend their time for through storytelling. In childhood, maybe your grandpa grandma used to tell you some stories regarding rat and mouse, rat and cat, or tortoise and deer, or rabbit. So this type of stories you may have heard from your grandparents. The same way, this type of activities also we can see recreation activity or active for their entertainment. Okay, this type of activities they did in their region. And contact with outside world. Suppose nowadays this Eskimo situation is entirely changed, because they have contact with the outside world, even outer world. And once upon a time, these people all isolated. It means indigenous people, we can say that they have no connection to outer world. They don't know how our lifestyle. So nowadays situation changed. They also started migrating from the polar region to other regions. How it happened? See, the first Europeans to be seen by Eskimos were Vikings from Iceland. So Vikings were first Europeans met these people. And who established a settlement in Greenland? Please underline that place, names, very many different terms you have in this chapter. Eskimos met Vikings from Iceland who established a settlement in Greenland. Contact between the Eskimos and Icelanders began about year 1200 years ago and continued until 1400, 1200 to 1400 period. They have connection with these Vikings, the people, some of the people who migrate from Greenland. And the other Europeans began to explore or find new places. Explorer, the person who find new places, generally we call explorer. Okay, began to explore deeper into Eskimos area after 1576 to 78, when the English mariner Martin Frobisher visited Baffin's Island. Next is Danish, Norwegian, and English explorers sailed into the seas of the far north to find the fabled northwest passage to China. Fabled, nothing but a story or the route. Okay, to write something, especially what is their aim, the way, the passage to China through this area. And by 1728, the Russian had arrived in Siberia and northern Alaska. Russian also visited here when, in which year? 1728. Contact with the European began the earnest as explorer tried to find the northwest passage from Pacific Ocean as well as from the Atlantic. But some Eskimos groups in the northern Arctic island did not have much contact with outsiders until the late 19th century. And even though these many outsiders visited there, they tried to live with them, they tried to find to route through this polar region to other countries, or someone tried to explore new places. So even though some of the Eskimos till 19th century, they have no connection to any other people, they are still in the up to 19th century, they are indigenous. Okay, so some more points if you see, you can add. After 1850, the arrival of Europeans and American whalers and fur traders brought many changes. Whalers, nothing but a shape of shark fish hunters, we can say, and fur traders or air of animals, especially reindeer or some type of animals which have like air. That air they use for making clothes sometimes. Okay, fur they call. Traders brought many changes. Eskimos worked for the whalers and sold fur to the traders, it seems. The outsiders in turn provided a steady source of metal tools and rifles. Outsiders introduced them new or latest weapons for hunting, some metal tools and rifles, gun for hunting. Because of the new tools and weapons and the new demand for fur, animals were hunted and killed in greater manner. What happens when outsiders entered there? They started hunting more animals to sell them, especially collecting fur and meat or some other leather metals the same way. And usage of latest tools changed their lifestyle because became easier for hunting animals. In some areas, animals such as caribou, reindeer, and seal were hunted almost to extinction. It means like maximum they catch these type of caribou and seals and sell to these traders. These outsiders brought new diseases also to which the Eskimos had no immunity. Actually, one more term they have given, Eskimos has no immunity, no resisting power. Outsiders, the people who are living outer world, we have different. Suppose you just imagine now we have coronavirus here. Some of the tribal societies, tribal people who are living in the inner part or indigenous area of the forest, they have no such type of diseases. If we visit there, it may cause for spread such type of diseases to them. Am I right? So the same way, these people, especially Eskimos, they have no resisting power. If any disease if they get, so they may die. So see what all the diseases brought there. See, smallpox, tuberculosis, influenza, whooping cough, pneumonia, mumps, scarlet fever, diphtheria were the most dangerous of these diseases. Different types of, when the outsiders entered into this region, or when these Eskimos come out of their region, so when they mingle with the outer world, so they got many diseases. As they don't have sufficient immunity power, they suffered a lot. After the late 1800s, large number of Europeans began to live near around in Arctic, and these diseases become very serious for them because they have no immunity. Okay, so this is all about Eskimos lifestyle, and some more points. Let us see the pattern of life, how these outsiders entry change their lifestyle. You see the pattern of the relationship between the Eskimos and outsiders has been described as boom and bust. It means they have great change in their lifestyle. Waves of outsiders have brought brief period of wealth, education, and employment. When outsiders entered there, then only they got wealth. Wealth in the sense, their income increased because they are selling fur and meat of animals. In the same way, education standard, because they outsiders introduced education for them. What is education? Yes. And employment, job opportunity. They got job opportunities in the outer world. They may have some special skills. These skills these outsiders utilized. This was followed by a period of poverty and disorganization. Once upon a time, great poverty. They have no sufficient food. Now, each wave of activity has drawn the Eskimos into contact with different social economic forces. The ones in isolated Northland have been opened up by air travel, highways, powerful modern ships, and satellite communication. Nowadays, they have these all facilities there after this outsiders contact. Once upon a time, entirely indigenous. Now their lifestyle totally changed. They got education. Okay, so the same way, technology, what all the technology outer world used, see here, modern ships for transport, satellite communication, radio, TV, television, and many other devices. These changes have produced a great strain on Eskimos' way of life. Changed a lot with the contact of outer world. Americans, Chinese, Russian. Okay, many outsiders reach there. Some problems also they may face because some sort of diseases they got. Lack of immunity. But even though they managed that all, they also got good health facilities or hospitality or treatment for these all diseases, maybe the contact of outsiders. Okay, this all the life of Eskimos. Okay, religious belief we have discussed. They have great belief on the God. They have belief on spirit. They have belief on reborn. After a person death, his soul remain or soul live in this world. That soul leads their life. It means if they want to get all success, or if they want to get good food, good health, good life, they have to worship them. They have different types of religious activities, what we do in our locality. Okay, so then after recreation or many entertainment activities like harpoon throwing or some of the athletic games. So these all nowadays conducting in this ice, sliders. Some people may play in that. You can see in TV, in game sports channels. What are the sports items we can play in the polar area, especially in Iceland. Okay, this is all about the life of polar region. Okay, once again, polar region is the northern part of our country. The people who are living there, we call them Eskimos. And then Eskimos lifestyle we have discussed in this chapter. Okay, this is the end of the lesson. Okay, students, now all of you please get ready with your CW. I will explain you the procedure of CW, how you're supposed to write the CW. Okay, please look at the screen, all of you. After getting your CW, what you're supposed to do is in the first page, anyway, you will write your name, class, section, and name of the school. Then after, you please write your aim. What is supposed to write? Your aim. What is your aim? I want to become a doctor or engineer or collector or pharmacist. Okay, doctor, whatever it may be, pilot. You please write in the first page itself. Because whenever you open your CW, you must see your aim. What do you want to become? Then after you start, go for your chapters. Okay, first page, name, class, section, school, name of the school, and aim. I will check your books. We are going to inform you all your schools or the subject teachers to check your books whether you are following the CW procedure or not. And then after, alphabets. Next page, alphabets. Capital letter, small letter. Cursive capital, cursive small letter. Got it? Take a screenshot of this. You have now sufficient time to write in your running note. You please take a screenshot of this page. Okay. So after that, you have some keywords here, general keywords, which is related to the social studies. So I will read, just look at the screen and take the screenshot of this. Environment, galaxy, atmosphere, crust, mantle, core, meteorology, geophysicist, Pangea, continent, latitude, longitude. Okay, I hope everyone. Okay, fine. Okay, next page. Grid, Laurasia, Gondwana, lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, biosphere, plate tectonic, evaporation, transpiration, condensation, vegetation. Please take a screenshot of this. Okay, next page, coniferous, industry, tundra, government, inflation, revolution, nationalism, socialism, capitalism, revolution, exploration. Children, please don't forget to write the word with syllable. Okay, you have some like hyphen in between the letters. So like if you write like this, it is easy for you to read the terms later. Suppose see coniferous, coniferous. The importance of syllables, let me introduce you. So industry, industry. Next is tundra, tundra. Government, government, government. R, don't stress here, R. Government. Inflation, inflation. Revolution, revolution. Did you get me the importance of syllable? Yes, please don't forget, don't write directly the word. Have given proper syllable, so you please write it in your note also and read according to the syllable. Then you will get correct or accurate pronunciation of the letters or word. Okay, fine. Next page is, this is all about third and next fourth page, equator, galaxy, geography, history, monarchy, planet, peninsula, island, patriotism, empire, kingdom. Is it clear? Okay, this is all about keywords. Take a screenshot. Okay, then after chapter 1, the name of the chapter. Okay, chapter 1. After that, write the heading like name of the chapter. After that, keywords. What keywords you supposed to write here? Go through the chapter. Okay, first chapter, and try to get or pick some difficult words which you feel. Okay, suppose sometimes you may get like doubt on some words. Try to pick that words. Write at least minimum 10 words you write, 10 or above that. Okay, 10 or above words you must write here from the textbook. Possible, try to find syllable. I hope you all know, you all have your own Oxford dictionary. I think if you open the dictionary, you will get a syllable also. Okay, how don't split the word as you wish. Okay, so we have some rules on that. You please refer the dictionary and divide the word according to the syllable. So please try to write the word and after find the syllable and meaning from the dictionary. Not only, okay, write this all and at least minimum 10 or more than 10 words you find from the textbook and write here. After that, question and answer. First question, write question, answer. And one more thing, let me remind you, sidelines you don't forget, margin. Okay, so this is very important. I have seen many books without line, margin. We call this side margin, top line, and in the corner one more line. This line you must throw in your CW and write your CW in very neat handwriting. Okay, slowly and show me. Okay, every day I will ask you before we start our session, and then you can show me your CW. Okay, students, this is all about your CW works. Someone may feel the burden now, I think. Oh my God, tomorrow onwards I have to complete my this many days only. Like enough to listen the class now. It is the time to start CW. Dear students, you can complete your CWs when school reopens. Immediately you can show. Vignesh is crying, I think. Okay, showing cry symbol, I think. Okay, fine. Anyway, don't cry. So please try to write, and many like Joker picture I can see on the screen. Who the persons? I have no idea. Dear students, please try to turn on your video. Okay, let me see your face. We may meet in different places in future. Am I right? Then you may call me, sir. Can you remember me? How can I remember you? I will ask you, who are you? Am I right? So if you turn on your video, I can identify you. Yes, this is my student. Okay, he attended or she attended online classes, so I can remember easily. So please turn on your video and please don't try to lay on bed. Okay, so this is not the time. Is it the way you sitting in the classroom? Many students I can see lay on the bed and like in sleepy mode. Soon after completing the class, they are going to sleep, I think. Is it day or night there? Huh? Day or night in your area? Are you staying in America or some other country? It may be like a rotation course for night there at particular region, I think. So they are laying on the bed and listening the class. Immediately turn on the video. Don't. That is why I am telling. Okay, what are the activities you have there at the same time? And Susmita, is it? Am I right? John Sundar, Nalini, Rishik, Amshi Ganesh, Akshita, Lakshmi Pati. Okay, so can you hear me? Right. No, you are not laying. I doesn't mean you are laying. Just simply I called you. Whether you can hear my voice or not. Okay, Chandana. I can see all face. I can identify wherever we meet. Okay, students. Okay. So this all for today, and go through the chapter in the next chapter for 5th lesson. We will discuss that.